Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. Now today we are back on the exotic train, and this time we're going to take a look at a sniper rifle. The one we're going to look at today is Patience and Time, which was actually for sale at Zur a couple of weeks back, so I figured it was about time I sort of get down to it, level it up, show you what makes this weapon so damn cool. So this is Patience and Time. Now if we take a look at it, you can see it's got this cool military camo look to it with this ghillie sort of grass stuff wrapped around the scope. It's a lot more sort of reserved in its design. It looks a lot more like a conventional sniper rifle when compared to say something like the Icebreaker, which just looks flipping crazy like a sort of hedge trimmer. I do still prefer the look of the Icebreaker, but that being said, this is obviously kind of like serve its purpose. It's supposed to be a stealthy rifle as opposed to just sort of like an outlandish looking alien rifle. Anyway, that aside, this deals arc damage, which is especially useful if you are going up against, say, the fallen captains who have arc shields. So obviously using that in conjunction with that means you'll be doing a lot more damage and you'll be piercing that shield. And obviously anytime there are nightfalls that have arc burn, this will also be extremely useful at that time. Anyway, that aside, there are two key upgrades that I want to talk about. And these key upgrades are the things that make this sniper rifle so damn good. The first one is Third Eye. This basically means that your radar stays active while aiming down the weapon's sights. So if I jump back and actually change to my Icebreaker for a second, just so you can sort of see how it looks like normally, you know that if I kind of scope in, typically, you know, the radar is in the top left-hand corner, I scope in and it's gone. So there you see it, now you don't. And obviously this presents a quite obvious danger in that, you know, if you're sitting somewhere for elongated periods of time and you're scoped in, you obviously can't see what's going on around you. So you either need to kind of scope out regularly, or alternatively, you know, just have someone kind of like spot behind you. You know, if you're playing PvE, then obviously you can have someone kind of call out for you, but if you're playing PvP, well then you shouldn't be camping. Either way, the point is, when you're scoped in, typically, you don't actually have sort of, you know, the ability to see what's going on around you. Whereas, if I switch over to the Patience and Time, you will see that when I scope in, my radar remains visible. See, there it is, and now you can still see it. So this is obviously really, really useful because it does mean that if I do want to sit around for, you know, long periods of time scoped in, I do have that luxury. You can see over here again, I can clearly see what's going on around me, so it is really, really useful. Now the other key perk, you actually probably saw a little sort of sneak peek there, if I jump back in, is also called Patience and Time, and it allows me to gain active camouflage while aiming down the sights. Effectively that means I can go invisible while scoped in. So if I jump back out again, jump up somewhere like here, you'll see that if I zoom in, count for about 3 seconds, then I go invisible. Now, this does only last for 10 seconds, so for those of you that are immediately going to jump in and say, oh my gosh, this is crazy, you know, surely everyone will go and take it into the Crucible and just be camping invisible all the time, it's going to be horrendous. It's not that bad. Like I say, you have 10 seconds of invisibility, then it goes away. It's kind of like how the hunters, you know, if you have that perk in the Blade Dancer tree and you crouch, you go invisible for a little bit and then it kind of disappears. So this is sort of slightly better balanced in that respect. Also, if you do shoot, you do also lose your active camo. So if you see here, scope in, count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I see my enemy. Where are you? There you go. Oh, blimey, that was a terrible shot. Anyway, yes, but you can see, you know, shooting does take away your active camo. So again, it balances out. You know, you're not going to be sitting somewhere in a PvP match in the corner, sort of invisible for the whole match. That being said, trying to see someone invisible from slightly further away is obviously slightly more difficult. So I do appreciate that it still might, you know, give them a little bit of an edge, and it will still be, you know, the camper's go-to rifle. But that being said, it's not completely unbalanced. Other things worth noting, by default this weapon has 4 rounds in the magazine, so you can take 4 shots before you have to reload, and unlike the Icebreaker which automatically reloads itself and also regenerates its own ammo, this can fire a lot faster, so you can actually get those 4 shots off relatively quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you don't have to wait too long, whereas if you use the Icebreaker, which is the other exotic sniper rifle, you'll know that typically you have to, you know, there's a little bit more of a delay between each shots. Also, recoil on this is not quite as bad, you know, this relatively steady rifle, and there are upgrades to allow you to kind of compensate for that a little bit better. But again, when comparing it to the Icebreaker does recoil quite heavily, so this is a much more steady rifle. And that obviously suits the kind of design and theme of the rifle. You know, it's supposed to be like a military-looking sort of, you know, rifle that typically you would hide up in the hills, lay on the ground, be sort of invisible. So obviously it's going to have a slightly more steady shot than, say, like a hedge trimmer-looking alien rifle. Anyway, that aside, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I kind of wanted to sort of say about this rifle. So largely I'm just going to let you watch out the last few sort of like gameplay clips. You can see me sort of defending this Warsat, trying to use this sniper rifle for a bit. So you can see that when I fight those captains, they do go down in one shot, which is pretty damn good. I mean, I appreciate these are level 6 and I am level 30, so you know, it is a bit of a given, but either way, you can kind of see it sort of does go straight through the shields. And there you have it. That is it for Patience and Time, the other exotic sniper rifle. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button and show your support. It does really help me out, and obviously don't forget to subscribe for daily gaming videos. Drop a comment down below and let me know which of the exotic sniper rifles are your favourite. Do you prefer Patience and Time, or do you prefer the Icebreaker? Either way, let me know, and thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.